Hey everyone, Brett from Kitchen Table Commander here, and I'm back with another budget deck tech. In my last budget build, a viewer left a comment asking for an Evra Halcyon Witness deck tech, and I'm more than willing to oblige. If you want to see a specific Commander deck tech, please leave a comment letting me know which legendary creature you'd like to see, and let me know what kind of budget you'd like me to stick to for the build. I'll do my best to create a deck for it. Before we get into the deck, maybe take a second to click that like button. It helps out the channel. Now let's take a look at our Commander. Evra Halcyon Witness is a 4/4 avatar with lifelink for 4 of anything and double white. For 4 mana, exchange your life total with Evra Halcyon Witness's power. Sure, I want my life total to be 4. At first glance, this doesn't seem like a very strong commander. Your life total becomes 4 and her power becomes 30 or 40 depending on if you're playing 1v1 or multiplayer. It doesn't leave you in a great position, but what's the first thing that comes to mind? Commander damage. Evra is designed to take advantage of the commander damage rule, so this deck will be painting targets on each of your opponents directly. The best part is that you can get this deck and paper for just $70 or on Magic Online for 3.5 tickets right now. I'll be posting the current prices so you can see just how cheap it really is. Let's get into it. We'll start off as it should be with our ramp. Evra isn't a cheap commander, and we're going to want to cast her as quickly as we can. To do this, we've included Gold Mirror and Marble Diamond to give us extra white mana, and with the mirror giving us an early board presence. Ever-Flowing Chalice gives us crazy mana in the late game when you can kick it multiple times, helping us out if we have to pay that dreaded commander tax. Oreskos Explorer lets us catch back up if we start falling behind on our land drops. Sword of the Animus lets us search for a basic when the equipped creature attacks and gives it a boost. Equip Evra herself and she'll make sure you always have the mana you need. Danitha and Shram are a match made in heaven. Cast aura and equipment spells for 1 less with Danitha, and then draw a card with Shram. Speaking of drawing cards, we've included Thraben Inspector and Tamiyo's Journal to be able to investigate early and often. And when you feel the time is right, you can search for any card you might need to close out the game with the Journal's activated ability. Now that we've ramped into our commander, let's look at ways of protecting her as well as our other creatures. Obviously, the best protection is preventing your opponents from doing things, so we've included Thalia, Heretic, Cathar to slow them down, Grand Abolisher, Orum's Chant, and Silence to stop your opponents from being able to do anything to interfere with your plans. 8.5 Tails, Glory, Mother of Runes, and Stave Off all give protection for a color of your choice. Yes, I know 8.5 Tails doesn't technically give me a choice in color, but it's basically the same thing. Holy Mantle gives your creature protection from other creatures. Riot Control is, well, a riot, gaining life for each creature your opponents control and preventing all damage that would be dealt to you. If a token deck is on the offensive or you're being bullied, this could be a huge swing in life total. Gift of Immortality keeps your creature from ever truly dying. Sure, you'll have to reattach any equipment and you'd lose all those enchantments, but it's better than losing your commander. Indestructibility lets you give any permanent you control indestructible. What's better than making your commander indestructible? Making them hexproof or giving them Shroud. So we've added Mask of Avacyn, Swiftfoot Boots, and Whisper Silk Cloak to keep her safe. What's that? Whisper Silk Cloak also gives her unblockable? What a great segue, thanks! Unblockable is the way we're going to make commander damage happen, and what better way to do that than with Rogue's Passage, Trailblazer's Boots, and Suspicious Bookcase. The passage is a no-brainer. Trailblazer's Boots is the super secret tech. What commander deck do you know that doesn't include a non-basic or 12? And Suspicious Bookcase is just funny. Early game it's a decent blocker, but late game you can make any creature unblockable. Now that we can swing in with impunity, we need a way to make that damage as high as we can, and maybe take out a player a turn. Let's talk buffs. Obviously with Evra's ability, we want to be able to add more power to her, both so that we can do more commander damage and also as a panic button giving her life total a boost. To do that, we've included Always Watching, Cathar's Crusade, Cradle of Vitality, Dictate of Heliod, Spear of Heliod, and Serene Steward. Want more? Good, because we've also got Armored Ascension, Celestial Mantle, Daily Regimen, Ethereal Armor, Onaginata, and Sunbond. The Ascension is hilarious for reasons you'll see when we get to the land base. Celestial Mantle helps keep our life total up after we've swapped with Evra, making it so high that we swap our life total over and over. Daily Regimen gives us something to do with any leftover mana. Ethereal Armor makes Evra a brick house with all the enchantments we have, and First Strike is always a bonus. Oh, Naginata giving Trample is fantastic. Even if Evra is blocked, you'll still get some damage through. Sunbond is just stupid in this deck. The amount of life you'll be gaining will just make Evra grow exponentially. Speaking of Trample, we've got Chariot of Victory, Haunted Cloak, and Sure Strike Trident to make sure any damage gets through. I know Sure Strike Trident doesn't actually give the creature Trample, but it's close enough. Archetype of Courage gives all your creatures First Strike and takes away your opponent's ability to have or gain First Strike. Pretty strong ability for a 3-mana creature. Celestial Archon can either be a 4/4 flyer with First Strike, or it can enchant another creature and give it flying First Strike and +4/+4. First Strike is great, but Double Strike is better, so we've included Battle Mastery and Fire Shrieker to help Evra kill our opponents faster and gain us even more life while doing it. You know what also gains us life real fast? Making non-legendary copies of Evra with Helm of the Host. Make a new Evra every combat, swap life totals, and swing. So you're probably asking yourself, how does this guy expect us to get the broken combo pieces when we need them? Simple. With Open the Armory. search for an aura or equipment card, and put it in your hand. So about that whole life swap thing. The first time you do it, it's probably going to feel real weird being so low, but that's fine because we've got you covered. With cards like Aerial Responder as an early blocker, helping you gain life before Evra comes out and getting it back after. Soul Warden to gain you life every time you play a creature, or Helm of the Host triggers. Access of Mortality lets you steal another player's life total, but it gives you an interesting political power at the table. Make a temporary alliance with another player to take out a threat. Swap life totals between players, making them vulnerable to direct damage or from an unblockable creature. Given that Evra's base power is 4 and she has lifelink, Angelic Accord will be giving you a 4/4 Flying Angel every turn. Lifelink is great and all, but what about double lifelink? Spirit Loop gives you an extra instance of life gain and protects itself by coming back from the graveyard if the creature is killed. Dazzling Reflection counters a big attack and stops it from doing damage again if they get a second combat phase. Are you about to lose the game? Well, sacrifice Exquisite Archangel and reset your life total. Hey, it might happen. Funny win condition incoming with Felidar Sovereign. Gain insane life with Evra, wait for upkeep, win games. Sounds dumb, but it works. Our removal package is a little light. Get it? Because we're in white? No? Okay, moving on. I've opted for a slightly smaller removal package than normal, mostly because we'll be gaining so much life a few stray attacks won't really hurt our strategy. But in case things get out of control, we've got Banishing Light for spot removal of non-land permanents, Mass Calcify as a mostly one-sided board wipe, and Winds of Wrath because, well, it's hilarious. We have so many enchantments in this deck, there's a good chance you'll be the only one with any creatures left. Anything left on your opponent's side won't want to attack in since we have Gorgon Flail, Gorgon's Head, and Quietus Spike to give a creature death touch. Quietus Spike is my favorite because even if it's not attached to Evra, it's still going to reduce your opponent's life total by half, rounded up. Moving on to our land base, we've already seen Rogue's Passage, but we've also included Chimera Crossroads and Radiant Fountain to gain us some life, and Mage Ring Network to stockpile any unused mana we might have on each turn for some explosive plays later. And then we have 34 planes. I did say it was budget after all. If you aren't on a budget and want to give this deck a little more oomph, then look at adding Alhammarret's Archive and Boon Reflection to boost your life gain to ridiculous levels. Creatures like Archangel of Thune, Avacyn, Angel of Hope, and Elesh Norn to boost your creatures, make them indestructible, and weaken your opponent respectively. Aetherflux Reservoir and Eldrazi Conscription would be overpowered in this deck, but you do you. Well, that about does it for today. I'd love to hear what you think about this deck in the comments. If you've enjoyed this video, please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know the second I upload a new video. Also, if you want to watch me play video games badly, consider following me on Twitch, where I'll be live streaming every Tuesday 7 to 9 p.m. and Saturday 1 to 3 p.m., all times Eastern. As always, you can find me on Twitter at KitchenTableCommand and on Instagram at KitchenTableCommander. If you want to support the channel, consider becoming a patron over on our Patreon. Huge thank you to these amazing people for their support. I'll leave a link in the description. Speaking of supporting the channel, you can do that thanks to our sponsor, Inked Gaming. You can use coupon code KitchenTable10 at checkout to get 10% off your purchase. And hey, you can even grab a Kitchen Table Commander playmat while you're there. Link in the description. Well, it's been a blast, and we'll see you in the next video.